Hey there, my name is Veronica, and I am so excited to be with you today. We are going to be answering 3 voice notes that were submitted by you, the listener. If you would like your question answered in a future podcast, it's so easy. Just download the Anchor app, find me at anchor.fm/VeronicaIsles, and submit me your voice note. I am promising to answer all voice notes submitted to me. So hopefully your voice note is submitted in this podcast. I do want to say if you'd like to learn more about me or get my one-on-one coaching, you can do so at VeronicaIsles.com. Also subscribe to me on YouTube, where you can find all of my new content, and also when I go online live, answer your questions there as well. YouTube.com/VeronicaIsles. Okay, so let's get to it. Question number 1.
Hey Veronica, I hope you're well. I wanted to ask a question. If basically I'm into one of my best friend's brother, and like every time she talks to me about him, like he's just perfect, and I just wanted to attract him into my life using the law of attraction, but obviously I don't know him like that. I haven't seen him in ages, and like I don't have him on social media or anything like that. Like he knows of me, but he doesn't know me like that either. And I was just wondering if the law of attraction will still work on someone that you don't really know. You know, you haven't, no, as in like you haven't really had a conversation or like spoken or seen them in a while. So yeah, do you think it will, or would it work, or do I have to do anything different when attracting this person into my life?
Thank you so much for the question. Okay, well, absolutely. Of course, the law of attraction is still going to work on someone who you don't know. I think that if you feel that attraction there, that desire to explore a relationship with your best friend's brother, then of course it's possible. If you can feel the excitement of it, if you can imagine what it would be like to get to know him, what it would be like to have the opportunity to do so, then that's going to be the very thing that draws it to your world. I think that the same advice actually works. In fact, I would suggest watching any videos on attracting a crush, attracting just a specific person. But all of the same techniques are going to work. You're just going to imagine it. Even if you've never been in his presence like that, it doesn't matter. You can imagine the idea, or at least the satisfaction of what it would be like to get to know him, to go out on a date with him, to have a relationship with him. And I would just, again, connect with this desire. You have it for a reason. He knows of you, so it's at least something. I don't think you have to work on figuring out how logically you can be put together or put, in the same room as him. I think honestly, if you just imagine getting to know him, imagine he is someone who you would like to explore a relationship with, then the universe is just going to simply thrust you together. Whether, it happens to be that you're hanging out with your friend and suddenly he shows up, or, suddenly out of the blue, your friend says that, her brother wants to get to know you. Maybe he's had his eye on you, even if you don't really know each other that well. I think that there are a million different scenarios of how this could play out, how this could work out. And I would just get excited for every single one. Every single one you can think of. How it ends up happening will probably be in a way you haven't thought of. So just get excited. Like, this is magical. This is lovely. Just imagine what it would be like to have the simple satisfaction of getting to explore this, and leave it at that. Okay, well, wishing you the best, and thanks so much for listening and for submitting your question. Okay, so let's get on to question number 2.
Hi, Veronica. I'm wondering, at what point are your thoughts coming to you or being transmitted to you from the other party, or if you're creating them? I have been on an on-again, off-again pattern with my guy for the last 3 years, and everything goes great. And then every once in a while, I have these thoughts where it's all these he's doing this, he's doing that, he's talking to someone else. And then some type of chain of events happen where I see it happening. But I'm wondering, because I work so hard on like removing all these negative he statements, at what point is it coming to me, being transmitted to me from him? Thank you.
Okay, so I think you pose an interesting question. Now, I think when you have a thought or you have a fear, it's not because you're picking up on something that is happening in this person's life. For example, if you start to become fearful that he's talking to other people or that he is doing things that you don't want him to be doing, if you suddenly start to become fearful of this, I don't think that he's transmitting thoughts into your space, because I don't think that, well, life works like that. I think that if you have a fear, it can be something that's either realized or not realized, that there are infinite possibilities. So when you have a fearful thought, I don't think that it's that you're picking up on something that's actually happening, unless, of course, I mean, not that you want it to, but that you're so convinced that this is where your life is going to go in terms of disappointment that you end up attracting it to you. And I think the reason why you've seen this played out so much is that you're expecting a failure, you're expecting a disappointment. This goes into, falling into the victim mentality, like this idea that we're going to be wronged, especially by the person we care about the most. I think that this is a common fear, a common worry, as when in a love relationship, someone is important to you, you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, love them. You are afraid and you sometimes expect to be disappointed, to be let down, to not be mutually loved, to have this person run astray. So when you're getting these fearful ideas, I think you have the choice whether or not to engage in them as truth, as potential truth. I don't think that they are coming from him. I don't think that he is causing you to attract these things. I think that he can be pretty much anything to you. And what he is doing, in his time away from you, it could be pretty much anything. Even if he was talking to someone else, it could be, you could label it as, that's somehow helping you, that him talking to someone else is only showing him why you're better. Now, if you want this to be your truth, then you have to focus on it. If you want your truth to be that he's talking to someone else and that he's going to screw you over, then you're going to attract that truth. But again, someone else isn't going to transmit this to you. You get to decide what it means to you because it's your world. It's your world that you're attracting. So I wouldn't give someone else more credit than they're worth. I mean, he is a reflection in your world. He is someone who is responding to your thoughts of self. He isn't controlling or implementing things, or you're not attracting what he is attracting for you, if that makes sense. Okay, so I hope that this could help. Let's get on to question number 3.
Hi Veronica, this is Anshul from India. First of all, let me clear my condition. In mid of 2018, I proposed my crush, but she left me without saying a word. We were best friends, but I don't know why she left me. I tried no contact rule, but I was unable to get her back. She never contacted me again. After 2 months, I had my examination and I failed. After 1 year, I passed my examination using law of attraction, but I was unable to manifest her back. It's been 1.5 years since we have talked. Although a few months back I messaged her that at least become my friend, but she denied. I still don't know her part, that why she rejected me. I am using every tool and technique, but I am still unable to manifest her. So what can I do in extra?
I'm so sorry you're struggling in this, and I'm so sorry that she has been rejecting all of your attempts at renewing this friendship, relationship, becoming what you ideally want. So I think it's great that you have done no contact. I think it's great that you've made all of these efforts. I think in your situation that you're sort of gripping too tightly upon her. And this is a common mistake that a lot of people make, because it sounds like you've done a lot. You've done a lot of techniques, you've made a lot of effort, you've really devoted your heart into this. So it's time that it starts paying off. Now, I think that it's great you have examples of the law of attraction, rather consciously using the law of attraction as working in your life with other things. I think that is fantastic. And I think that it can also work with her. Like, just because it hasn't yet, just because it's been 1.5 years, doesn't mean you failed, doesn't mean it isn't going to work. So I would challenge you actually to stop hanging on so tightly to her. I wouldn't think much about her. When she comes to mind, think of her in an abundant way. Any connections you made before this split, before this rejection, how it felt to have her be in your everyday world, and just the simple satisfaction of that. I would also work on self-love, what it is to be mutually accepted by someone. I would grant yourself the feelings of success, the feelings of relief, the feelings of being mutually desired, because this is less about her specifically and more about what you feel about yourself. Are you ready to have someone desire you in the same way? I think that friendship is a great basis of all kinds of relationships. Whether or not this develops into a love relationship, all possibilities are open, but you have to see yourself as mutually being accepted. Now, obviously, that rejection is still in your mind and heart, and I would work on freeing yourself from the pain of this rejection. When you think of her, don't let the rejection be your go-to thought. Let your go-to thought be something higher, be something better, of expansion, of greater moments. Because in reality, all possibilities exist. The possibility already exists where you have her, where, she begs you to take her back, regrets the rejection. That can happen. You just have to open yourself to the awareness of that. So what I would do is I would work mostly on yourself. I would stop thinking about her, stop trying to do any sort of techniques to attract her. Entirely work on you. Work on focusing on you being the best, focusing on her begging to spend time with you as if you don't have enough time for her. She's begging for the time of day with you. What would that be like? But mostly make this about you. Totally about you, not about her trying to change her mind, but about you changing your idea of self. Of course you're the one that always wins. Of course you're the one who's successful. In fact, take your other successes by consciously using the law of attraction as proof. You can have good things happen. So this is proof. I just think you're holding too tightly upon her, which we tend to do when other people are involved, especially in a love way. And I think this is why a lot of people say that you can't attract a specific person, because people hold on too tightly. But if you let go of that grip, I bet you anything she'll show up faster than you could possibly imagine, and it will blow your mind. Okay. Well, I hope this helped. Thank you to everyone for submitting their questions. If you would like your question answered on a future podcast, simply leave me a voice note. I would be happy to answer it. Make sure to speak clearly and just submit it once, as I will get to every single one. So if I haven't gotten to yours yet, don't worry, it is coming. I'm trying to record as many of these as possible, and I do also replay them on my YouTube channel, but if you would like to hear them played first, go to anchor.fm/VeronicaIsles. You can also listen on Spotify and a ton of other podcast platforms. Okay, if you would like to do some one-on-one coaching with me, I would be happy to help. VeronicaIsles.com is the place to go. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/VeronicaIsles, where you can check out all of my new content, all of my old content, and any live sessions that I choose to do. I'm also on Instagram, Veronica Isles. You can follow all of my amazing adventures there. And if you would like to send me an email, VeronicaIsles@gmail.com is the way to do it. I also have an awesome app for iPhone, an Affirmations app that will transform your world. Check out the description box to find the link as to how you can download. You can also check out 5 of my eBooks, which are on Amazon, and they are available on PDF on my website, VeronicaIsles.com. Okay, have a good one, and I'll be back very soon.